Good morning and welcome to Coffee with Alain to the Sniper Memorabilia Memorial. What the heck is that about? Well, you can see I got a couple of hats here and got a shirt, and I'm going to talk a little bit about the past, about sniper school, about the memorabilia, and it's sort of a memorial because I'll be getting rid of it all soon. Yep, so that's what we're going to talk about, holding them up to show you a little bit, show them here again in a minute. But that's what today's Coffee with Alain is about. You might find a couple of these stories a little humorous, a little bit of history. Want to encourage everybody, before we get started, to go to Enjoy Life Safely. Get the one or both of the free guides that you can get. Get on the newsletter list. Check out the courses that you might want to purchase. A lot of good stuff there to help make your life better. So be sure to go to enjoylifesafely.com, get on the list, check out those resources. Good morning, Thad. Appreciate you being here and saying good morning. So what is this Sniper Memorabilia Memorial about? Well, I talk about every weekend when I talk about books, how I'm getting rid of books and downsizing the library. Well, I'm actually doing that with everything. I'm trying to go through and downsize and just get rid of stuff. My daughter doesn't want it when I'm gone, and I don't need it, and so I'm getting rid of things. And a couple of things I found. I found a couple hats. Okay, both of them on the front, U.S. Army Sniper, and then in Korean Salinja. And this one actually has Salinja written on, embroidered in the back too. Both of these were made when I was in the 2nd ID. So I got those two hats. And I think I showed these. I found these a little while ago, and I still didn't get rid of them yet, but they'll be gone real soon. Got the Scout Sniper Camp Casey t-shirts. That's on the back. The Copenhagen, because Dave Doan liked the German for Headhunter. Then on the front here, we got the little... says, real small, it says 2nd Infantry Division Scout Sniper School, Death from Afar. Okay, and that was the t-shirts we wore as instructors at the Camp Casey, South Korea Sniper School. And then again, we had hats too. I had these couple hats made up. This one I can't even fit anymore. This one I won't wear. Now, the Korean says Salinja. And I actually had Salinja in English, obviously, on my 1966 convertible license plates. Back when I was younger, I had a 1966 convertible Mustang, and I had Salinja license plates. And I might actually have those license plates somewhere around here, but I haven't found that box yet. But the hats have Salinja on it. Wife hates it. And the reason is Salinja, it doesn't mean sniper in Korean. It means killer, or you could even call it murderer type translation. That's why the wife doesn't like those hats. And years ago, I'm in Korea, and I went over to my buddy Frank's house. Frank was a best friend who is the Frank character in my novel Lost Conscience. Frank was killed in an accident a number of years ago, back when I was in law school. So he's no longer with us. But at the time, he was with his girlfriend, who later became a wife. And I went over to his place there in South Korea, Dongdaecheon, just outside of Camp Hovey. And Frank's just like, "Hey, Salinja," as I came in. And his girlfriend, she's like, "Salinja? Who's Salinja?" And he's like, "Alain." And she looked at me and she's like, "You make dead people?" It was just so funny. It's so cute how she was like that. But it was a nickname back then. Had it on the hats, had it on other stuff, but it's the past, right? It meant something to me then. And it meant something even out of the Army. I've explained the story how the sniper attitude helped me in college and different other things. And that's one of the reasons probably I kept these for so long. But they're doing nobody any good in a box. And so now as I empty boxes and clear out space and get rid of stuff, because I don't want my daughter having to go through it all when I'm gone and having her throw it away, I'm getting rid of stuff. I do want to say hello to Dixon. One cap for summer, one for winter is what Dixon was saying. No, Dixon, they're both gone. Kyle's here. Thank you, Kyle. And Dixon said, let's opt for Solid Jaw, meaning assassin. Right. And this, it can mean, it translates different ways. I like the killer translation. So just like Frank saying, hey, killer, hey, Solid Jaw. I don't use that nickname anymore. The people that use it, I don't see anymore. Some are no longer here. Some of the folks from sniper school are no longer alive and with us. And so both of these, both of the hats, both of the t-shirts will be discarded and destroyed later today. I'm not donating them. And why am I not donating them? Because I don't want some piece of shit wearing a hat like this and saying he was a sniper when he wasn't a sniper. I had two pieces of shit a couple of years ago saying I wasn't when I am, or I was. And those two shitheads, wrote stuff about me saying I was never in the military, saying I was dishonorably discharged, saying I was never a sniper, and a whole bunch of other lies and shit on the internet. And neither of them would face me face to face because they get their ass pounded. But, I don't want my stuff that I know what it is. I know what it meant to me and being worn by anybody else. So it's going to be destroyed. And that's what it is. And so this little show is a memorial as the last time that, I will have these. If I ever get reminiscent later in my life and miss them, I could watch this video, right? And see them on the video. But that's what they're good for. And it's time to move on, and it's time to clean house and get rid of things. So having a little memorial show, have a little memorial for them. They will be out of my life, but not forgotten. Having been the sniper school, having been a U.S. Army sniper, that's always part of who I am. It's always part of my past, but it's not who I am now. It was an influence. It may influence future projects that I got ideas for. I'd like to write more about Ben and Frank. I wrote that novel. Maybe I'll write about them again. I'd like to. We'll see. But I don't need hats and a t-shirt for that. Dixon said, one cap is cloth, the other is mess. Cooler to wear when warm outside. That's the summer-winter reference. Thanks, Dixon. Appreciate that. Appreciate everybody saying hello. I'm going to hit up the mountain with Rocky. Just wanted to share a little from the past. If you are in a place like I'm at, you got less years ahead than you got behind. You might want to be looking at some of your stuff and doing some downsizing and things too, because we don't want to leave stuff for those when we leave behind to have to deal with. And that's a morbid thought, but it's reality. Ain't none of us getting out of here alive. And those of us that got less ahead than behind, it's prudent to clean up and do things yourself and not burden those that you love and care about that have to deal with things when you're gone. And that's part of the reason memorial for these. They don't need them. I don't need them anymore. It's time to let go. Everybody go out, make it a terrific Thursday. We'll see you tomorrow.